Denji awakes one morning, greeted by Aki. The two begin to discuss the aftermath from their encounter with the Darkness Devil. Aki was able to reattach one of his arms to his body. Sadly, Angel Devil lost both of his. Beam and Violence Fiend both died, and Kobeni resigned. Aki informs Power and Denji of his plans to visit Hokkaido in order to visit his family grave. The two insist on joining Aki, as Aki reluctantly agrees. After arriving at his family grave, Aki begins to pray. He lets out an exasperated sigh as he looks over Power and Denji, who has misbehaved and annoyed him throughout the trip. Staying at the inn that night, Aki looks through a window. Denji awakens and asks Aki how he's feeling. Aki comments how visiting his parents' grave each year leaves him sad, but strangely enough, because of Power and Denji, they kept him distracted enough to not even think about it. Back in Tokyo, Aki speaks with Kishibe and asks if Division 4 could be removed from the Gun Devil hunt. Surprised, he informs Aki that if he's removed from the mission, the Gun Devil's location will remain classified, meaning Aki may never hear of its outcome unless directly involved in the future. Makima calls Aki, Power, and Denji over to Devil Hunter HQ, telling them she heard from Captain Kishibe. She approves of Aki's withdrawal from the mission. However, Denji and Power are still required to go. She asks Aki to leave if he does not intend to join them. Troubled, he asks to rejoin the mission, to which Makima swiftly agrees. Having begun the operation, Makima details the current status of the Gun Devil, explaining that it had already been defeated and confined. She explains how fragments of the Gun Devil has been divided among several global nations. Aki asks about the guns used previously against the Devil Hunters, for only Makima to reveal they were created by man. She elaborates, explaining that though there is an official global ban on firearms, each government secretly manufactures and circulates guns on the black market in order to maintain and increase the fear among them globally. As a result of this, the remaining fragments of the Gun Devil are given more power, increasing their value amongst each nation in possession of it. The true mission to eliminate the Gun Devil is rather an all-out war amongst global nations to see who can retain the most pieces of the Gun Devil. Suddenly, Aki is given a vision of the future by the Future Devil, reacting with intense fear. That night, Aki summons the Future Devil to explain the vision.
That was a future soon to come. A future absolutely unavoidable.
One in which Power and Aki will be slaughtered by Denji, followed by the arrival of the devil that devils feared the most. The next day, we see Aki visit Angel Devil in the hospital, informing him of the vision the Future Devil foretold. He suggests they go seek Makima for advice. As the two begin to walk, Angel states the most obvious way to escape death is to simply leave the country. Aki refuses because of the relationship he has with Power, Denji, and Makima, to which Angel replies, "Why do you like Akima anyway?" As Aki waves to Makima, he begins to wonder why himself. Regardless, the two of them meets Makima on the beach. Aki begins to cry and explains to Makima the vision the Future Devil foretold. After blaming himself for his brother's death, Aki admits to Makima how he just wants Denji and Power to be happy, and in order to protect them, he's willing to make any contract with any devil. Makima looks Aki in the eye and offers him a contract with her. Confused, Makima glares, demanding he makes this contract with her. As Angel Devil looks on, we get a flashback with him on a beach living with a group of villagers. He remembers Makima there asking to see his powers. He refuses, but she insisted, ordering him to use them. He awoke hours later with Makima complimenting his powers, as we shift back to Angel Devil absorbing the life of all of the villagers who took him in. Snapping back to the present, Angel Devil reacts with horror as he watches Aki accept Makima's contract. Angel Devil shouts at Makima as he prepares to launch an attack on her. Surprised that Angel Devil has broken free of her spell, she calmly tells him to put his weapon down. Makima then kneels close to him, asking to offer all of himself to her, which he agrees. She apologizes to the both of them, commenting how she had no other choice, revealing spies within the organization, leaking out the true operation of the Gun Devil. As a result of this, a great calamity will soon erupt.
If we don't kill Makima now, the worst possible peace will descend upon humanity.
In the United States, the president makes a contract with the Gun Devil, offering 1 year of the lifespan of all US citizens in return for killing Makima, revealing to be the Control Devil. The Gun Devil appears in Japan. As the full form of the Gun Devil slowly revealed, a list of all of its victims is shown. Exactly 4 seconds after its first appearance, it pauses before locking its weapons onto Makima. 1 second later, Makima is shot through the head, marking her 29th recorded death. She instantly recovers, as her brain matter forms a halo above her head, with the bodies of the Angel Devil, Spider Devil, Aki, Kuros, and Tendo attached to her. She combines the summon power of all of their devil contracts at once, as we see the same brain matter halo right above the Gun Devil's head, revealing a swarm of creatures descend on the Gun Devil. We cut back to Denji as someone violently bangs his door. At the same time, the phone goes off. On the other end is Makima, who informs Denji of the Gun Devil's reappearance, taking over someone's dead body, now becoming a gun fiend, headed towards Denji. Feeling nervous, Denji tells Power to leave with Meowie from the balcony as he approaches the door. Revealing the reanimated corpse of Aki, now controlled by the Gun Devil! Reluctant to fight, Aki points a gun at Denji, as the view changes from Aki's perspective. In his mind, the two of them are children engaged in a snowball fight. However, each snowball thrown by Aki translates to a massively destructive gun blast in the real world. Denji, torn in half by the blast, commands Power to flee as the two realize the creature is Aki. As Aki leaps out of the building to attack Power, Denji transforms and blocks his attack. Denji begins to attack as Aki views this as Denji playfully throwing snowballs back at him. The battle escalates with every blast by Aki causing more mayhem. As Denji pleads with Aki to snap out of it, Aki's fantasy self comments on how for the first time, he's having fun. Denji is hit in the stomach by a blast, knocking him down. Unwilling to hurt Aki, Denji begs for him to turn back. After being blasted, losing an arm and both legs, a group of civilians arrive, each giving Denji blood, and they beg him to defeat Aki. In Aki's fantasy, Denji is shown throwing snowballs back at Aki. Aki then notices how Denji is crying and admits defeat. When he looks back, he notices Denji is gone, replaced by his younger brother instead. In the real world, it's revealed that in order to stop his onslaught, Denji stabbed Aki with his chainsaws, killing him. As Denji reverts back to his original form shocked, from a distance we see the future devil appear and laughs.
Aki Hayakawa, you died in the worst possible way for the Chainsaw Boy.
The last image of Aki's fantasy is revealed, playing catch with his brother. The conclusion of Chainsaw Man will finally be revealed. My name is DJ Miles, and as I always say, take care.